Assalamu alaikum guys and welcome to my YouTube channel Biology Articles and MCQs. Guys, today's our topic of discussion is a lysogenic cycle. Previously, we have studied about the lytic cycle, and if you have not studied the lytic cycle, I will give the link in the description box. The lytic cycle is a cycle that in which the bacterial cell undergo lysis, or you can say breakdown. But in some cases the bacterial cell do not undergo lysis because the virus don't take control of the host DNA. Instead of this, the DNA of the bacteriophage incorporate into the DNA of the host, and this type of cycle is a lysogenic cycle. Here are the stages of the lysogenic cycle is shown. This is the first stage of the lysogenic cycle. You can see here, this is the DNA of the bacteriophage, and this second one is the DNA of that host cell, or the host cell. Here you know that it is a bacteria. These two DNAs are present, and in the second step, the DNA of the bacteriophage is incorporating into the DNA of the host. And incorporate means to become the part of, or to insert into. Here you can see that this is the DNA of the bacteriophage that is inserting into the DNA of the host cell. So this type of cycle in which the DNA of the bacteriophage incorporate into the DNA of the host cell, this type of cycle is known as lysogenic cycle. And this type of bacteriophage, which DNA is incorporating, is also called prophage, or you can say that it is called the lysogenic phage or avirulent phage. In the next step, the DNA of the bacteriophage will replicate along with the bacterial DNA. You can see here, this is the first copy of both DNAs, and this is the second copy of DNAs. Here in this DNA is replicated inside the bacterial cell, and in the last step, in the last step will be the binary fusion, in which the bacteria will divide into the two daughter cells. Here you can say that this is the first daughter cell, and the second daughter cell formed here is. This is the second daughter cell. The two daughter cells are formed, and note that the replicated DNA is passed to both of the daughter cells. This replicated DNA is also present in this, and replicated DNA is also present in this daughter cell. And that replicated DNA has parts of both bacterial and prophage DNA. In this cycle, the bacterium continues to live and reproduce normally. But in the lytic cycle, we know that and the bacterial cell undergo lysis or breakdown and don't live. But in case of lysogenic cycle, the bacterial cell will live continually, or reproduce normally, and the replicated DNA will become they will the copies of the replicated DNA will form. I hope you all understand about the lysogenic cycle, that this is a simple cycle and how it is carried out. And guys, this cycle is carried out in the lambda phage of E. coli. You can say the example is lambda phage of E. coli. Here you can see that this is the lambda phage, and here is the head of the lambda phage, and this is the tail of lambda phage of E. coli. And this lysogenic cycle is carried out in this lambda phage of the E. coli. This is the small video about the lysogenic cycle, and this is a simple things in which I have described all about the lysogenic cycle. I hope you all understand about it, and don't forget to share the video with your friends. Thank you so much.